Hi friends, hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello. So, hi, long time no talk. Today I decided to hop on here really quick and I wanted to talk to you guys about not only the reveal of the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star conspiracy collection, but I also wanted to talk about the actual launch. The launch just happened. I'm so fast. This is the fastest I've ever experienced something and then filmed a video about it. First, let's talk about the reveal super quick, because I feel like a lot of you guys were asking my opinion on the palette. A lot of things were announced that I didn't know were actually being revealed. I didn't know that a lot of the things, I didn't know he was making a lip balm and makeup bags and things like that, which was really cool to find out. I think the makeup bags, let's start there. I might have to pull up a picture of everything. I kind of forgot everything that was in this actual collection. They definitely came out with a ton of stuff. So first you have the makeup bags. There's two different styles. There's one that's a double zip and one that is the standard Jeffree Star style that's a top zip and you open it up. I actually think the makeup bags are dope, particularly the double zip one. I'm super think that's really cool. I love makeup bags. I love travel bags. I think having really fun and pretty travel bags is cool. My travel bag currently, I don't want to pull it out, but it's an iridescent mermaid style travel bag, and I think this is really cool. They also came out with side bags that were shaped like the pig. That looked a lot like the backpack he released for his merch. I'm not gonna lie, okay, I do think that the pig bags, the backpack and the side bag, are cool. The design is cool. It seems like they're well made. I watched Sierra Schultz's video and she really liked it. However, I would never wear a pig bag like that. I just wouldn't. I think it's more for the stands. You know what I mean? This one's for the stands, because I don't think I would ever wear a bag shaped like a dead pig. It's just not my brand. It's not my style. It's not kind of how I do it. So I think that one, I saw the pig bags, and while I thought they were cool, I was like, okay, I'm never gonna wear those. If I had those, I wouldn't wear them. They're cool, but no. Then we have the pig mirrors, which those I think is cool. I thought it was a cool idea to mix something that is so iconically Jeffree Star related, because everyone knows it's welcome back to my channel. You know what I mean? I feel like he does that with his mirrors all the time. And I think it was kind of cool to incorporate that into Shane's collection, because it's something cool. I appreciate the fact that it's something also that's a little bit more affordable, that somebody who maybe loves Shane and wants to support him but can't afford a $50 palette. The mirrors are 20 bucks. They're relatively affordable, and it's something that you can have that's Shane Dawson that is still makeup related without having to spend a ton of money, which I think is nice. The next thing was the tracksuit. Okay, I don't want to get roasted. I think those tracksuits are so ugly. Jeffree's too. I think that Jeffree Star tracksuits are so ugly. This isn't I think tracksuits in general, all I can think of is Sue Sylvester from Glee. I can't get behind the tracksuit trend, and I know it's a thing, and I know he sells a ton of tracksuits, so business-wise, I'm sure this was a great decision, but I cannot get over how ugly I think the tracksuits are. Even with the Shane Dawson, I do like that it's black at least, okay? But even with the Shane Dawson thing, it's just I can't with the tracksuits. Trisha Paytas was talking about it, and she's like, it's kind of you're in a cool exclusive club. If you know, you know. And it's no, you're literally wearing their branding all over your body. It's not subtle. She called it subtle. And I was like, this is not subtle. This is hi, I'm a stan. That's what it says when you wear a tracksuit like that, which is fine. I just personally don't like them. I would never wear one, and I don't particularly like them. I think compared to Shane's separate merch drop, this stuff wasn't as cool to me, because Shane's actual merchandise drop with the hoodies and the t-shirts and all those things, I actually really liked a lot of that stuff. This stuff, it's more Jeffree Star's style of merch, and I've never been a huge fan of that style. I just think it's a little weird. Then we move on to the lip bundle. I think the lip bundle looks dope. I think it's cool. I think the fact that it's in this cool box is awesome. I said it before in a video about, because I've done videos covering basically all of the Shane Dawson stuff, and I said it before in a video that I think some of these shades are not ones I would particularly wear super often, but that's just because I'm not a big fan of metallic lipsticks or, you know, things like that. I'm not a huge fan of those things. So I don't think I would get a lot of use out of the lipsticks, but I do think the packaging they come in is so cool. I'm interested to see if it's a nice material or if it's cardboard. I can't tell via the video if that's if it's like what type of packaging it comes in. So I'm interested to see, but I think that is so cool. And again, I think it's cool because it's something that like you get the lipsticks, but you also get that, you get like an added decor to it. You know what I mean? It seems like it's like legit packaging, which is kind of cool. They also are going to be selling all of the lipsticks in the collection separately, which I think is dope. Cool. I like the fact that they're selling everything separately. So that way, again, if like you're like me and you don't want the metallic lips, you can still just get the matte lipsticks that are offered in the bundle. He's also dropping a lip gloss and a lip balm, which I didn't hear any, the lip balm went over my head when I was watching the videos. Like for some reason, I didn't realize that a lip balm was also being created, but a lip balm and a lip gloss are being created. And the lip gloss from the get-go, I have thought that the lip gloss is a really good idea. I think a really, like, I'm sorry, I think it's a good idea. A super, super clear lip gloss is like, that looks like glass. Like, I just think that's cool. I thought the name Shane Glosson was like a great idea. Like from the get-go, I have thought that the lip gloss was a really cool idea. I'm still not a fan of the Jeffree Star lip gloss packaging. I do think it looks better in black than it does in his like pink that he normally has the gloss packaging. But I remember when that gloss packaging came out originally, I was like, oh, I just think it's a little like big. You know what I mean? Like I don't need all that. I don't need like Sailor Moon. What did somebody call it? A Sailor Moon butt plug? I don't need that. Okay, I didn't need that. I think it's interesting they made the lip balm like a bullet lipstick. I'm gonna be interested to see how that worked. Like, I'm just kind of interested in that because I've never seen a lip balm in that style. I've never seen one as like a lipstick. So I am interested to see that. And then we get to the two palettes, which was the controversy and conspiracy palette. Because I feel like these are the two things everyone's freaking out about. I think that the controversy palette, the little mini one, is very cute. I think it's a good price point. I think the shades they picked will complement each other well while also being like wearable. There's really only like 3 or 4 super bright crazy colors in it, which I think is nice because it gives people a little bit of options. I will say I didn't really like the fact that they repeated shades. So in the big conspiracy palette, you have the brown root, I think it was root beer. Is that the one they repeated? I think they repeated the shade root beer. Yeah, so they did repeat one of the transition shades. I kind of wish they hadn't done that. I kind of wish each palette had separate because they are selling it in a bundle, and realistically, most people are gonna buy the bundle. Like really diehard fans are probably gonna buy the bundle of the mini palette and the big palette. So I wasn't a huge fan of the repetitive shades because people who are going to buy, because they have an option for just the palette bundles that I think is like $70 something. So now the people who are gonna buy both of those palettes will have 2 of those shades. And it just doesn't feel necessary. I know they wanted it to have like a transition shade in it as well, but I think they could have come up with another transition shade. I don't think it was necessary to have the same, you know what I mean? That I thought was a little bit weird, but overall I liked that palette. When they were showing the making of the packaging for the mini palette, I was really glad when I saw what they went with. I think out of all the options we saw for the mini palette, that one was the best one. The first one they showed that had like the writing on it and it had like their signatures, and it was cool, but I felt like it didn't fit the Shane Dawson vibe, which is a little bit more like spooky, and like the black, like black was the perfect color to go with, and the fact that it has that kind of rainbow effect to it, I think is really cool. The conspiracy palette. First of all, I'm talking about this series for a second. I am so happy they went with the packaging they went with. They showed the initial ones where it was just like the spiral, like it was, the packaging was just like flat with like a spiral. And I know a lot of people say that Jeffree's packaging is like unnecessary and like wasteful, and I don't disagree with that, but I also think the vibe of his packaging has definitely, like, the tone has been set for the vibe. So I think if Shane had just come in with like a flat cardboard cutout packaging, it would have been weird. And I think if it also didn't have any sort of dimension to it, after seeing the Blue Blood palette, it wouldn't have looked cool if it didn't have some sort of added dimension to it. So that part I was glad that they changed. The TV packaging that they showed the demo for, I was so bummed when Shane was talking about that TV packaging idea. I was so like, that's the coolest idea I've ever heard. Like, I thought that was genius. I thought that was such a cool idea. And then I saw it in person and I was like, oh, that's ugly. Like we were talking about it in our group chat and I was like, yeah, we were all like, yeah, we thought that would be cooler, but it was actually just really ugly. And I don't think it was the designer of the packaging's fault fault that it was so ugly. I think it was just like conceptually the idea of a television palette seems way cooler than it actually ended up looking, because in person it just looked kind of ugly. And I didn't like it. When they were discussing changing the shape of the palette at one point too, and changing it into a triangle, because Jeffree said he had always envisioned it a triangle, I was like, I wasn't yelling at my screen, but I was just like, no, don't do the triangle. I felt like the triangle, first of all, I agree with Shane 100% that I also don't like holding triangle packaging. So I was like, don't do the triangle. I agree with you. Bad move. It's a terrible to store, like don't. And I think what they ended up coming up with, where the triangle is kind of protruding, it has like the symbols, it has conspiracy. I think the swirls, like I think it's a really, really cool and well thought out design wise for a palette. Is it a little bulky? Yes. Like if you don't have a lot of room to store makeup, wouldn't recommend this one, but I do think it's cool. And I agreed with them that when you put it up against all the other Jeffree palettes, it fit in very nicely with his line, which I think was cool. And I think the other palettes might not have done that. I like the inside of the palette and I think it's nice. However, and I want to be careful with this one because I feel as though I do like it. It just, first of all, it does remind me a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. Just some of the color combinations that were in it definitely remind me of that. And I just wish maybe it had gone like one step further. And I get why they didn't, because to make it really marketable, it does have to remain a level of neutralness. Like neutrals with pops is kind of what sells in makeup. There's no like denying that. But I definitely do wish there was like just a little bit more, something more. I think a lot of people were bummed when they took out that green shade, and I didn't really care because I hate green. But I think if they had maybe added something like that in or done something, I think it maybe would have made it just pop that much more and given it just a little extra oomph into the realm of like, we've never seen something like this before. Whereas right now I can think of a couple other palettes I've seen that are similar. With that being said, I still think it's a pretty palette. I think it's really cool. I will say I don't think, because I've seen some tweets online of people being like, I don't even wear makeup, but I'm gonna buy this palette. Or they're like, bye money, like guess I won't eat for the next 3 weeks because I'm gonna buy this palette. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. I know you want to support your fave. Get a mirror. Like, don't feel like you have to buy this palette just to support them, because it's not, first of all, they don't need your money. They're gonna make billions of dollars off of this. Second of all, like, it's not that groundbreaking or monumental that you would need to do that. It's a good palette. I like the palette. I think it looks cool, but it's not like the most groundbreaking thing you're ever gonna find in your entire life with makeup. Like, that's not the tea. Those were kind of the big points of part 5 and 6. Obviously, was the decision on the packaging and then the subsequent reveal. And that's why I didn't really make a video about specifically that, just because it didn't feel like there was too much to react to. I would have just been kind of telling you what happened, which like is kind of boring for me and for you probably. But then today was the actual launch day. And boy, was it a mess. So my mom called me. My mom called me at like, I think it went live. The site went live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think right now it's like 2:30. So the site went live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my mom called me right before 1 o'clock. I knew my mom was gonna buy this palette. My mom loves Jeffree Star. She loves Shane. Like, I knew my mom wanted to buy the palette. And I also knew that my older sister wanted one of the palettes. And so my mom called me and she was like, I'm nervous I'm not gonna be able to get it. I'm nervous it's gonna sell out fast. Like, can you be on the website too trying to get one at the same time? And whoever gets the 2 palettes first is like, I'll just Venmo you the money or whatever. And I was like, yeah, of course, because I'm not doing anything today. Like, it's my Friday. Fridays I have off, so I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, sure, I'll help you try to get it. And also I was low-key kind of excited to see like what was gonna happen. Like, I kind of was like planning on watching the site anyway, but now I have a reason. So we're on the site and I'm on speakerphone with her and I'm on my phone and I'm trying to get on and she's like, the site crashed. She got on before I even did. She's like, the site crashed. I'm like, what? I get to the site, crashed. Okay. The next hour of my life was one of the most stressed. I wasn't even buying this palette for myself. And the next hour of my life was one of the most stressful hours of my life. Like, I can't believe how stressed out I got about this, but there was just this panic of like, because what happened was, okay, so you would go to the website and it would be like, I'll show you the picture of what it said. And then it was like reload. So you would reload it and then you could see the site, but you could only see like 5 of the items or like 15 of the items. You couldn't see like the makeup bags. You couldn't see the bundle. The bundle wasn't there for the first like 10 minutes it was on. Nothing was working properly. So then I went to Beautylish for a second. Beautylish was down. I was like, oh my God. And then I went back to Jeffree Star Cosmetics website and I'm like scrolling through these things and my mom is on the phone with me and she's like, we gotta get these palettes. And I'm like, I know. we're like freaking out. And my dad is like, you guys are dumb. And so we're freaking out about it. And then finally I was able to get 2 of them in my cart. I don't know how, but I was able to get them in my cart after like 25 minutes on the website, just reloading. So I'm like, oh my God, mom, I'm gonna check out. So I hit checkout, it kicks me off. I'm back to square one. Like, it was happening to her too. She kept trying to hit PayPal. It would go to PayPal, it would like load for 10 minutes and then it would kick her off back to the site with nothing in her cart. And so the whole time this is happening, my mom was like upset because she's freaking out. We didn't know if there was gonna be a relaunch in time for Christmas, and the palette was a Christmas gift for my sister. She knows she's getting it. She watches all my videos. She knows she's getting it, but the palette was a Christmas gift for my sister, and my mom also just really wanted one. Getting my mom into makeup was the biggest mistake I've ever made. But so we're on the site, and finally I get to this loading page that was like, we have so much traffic on our website. Like, thank you so much for waiting in our line to have a flawless checkout. And I was like, okay, I'm in this line now. And I had already been through this with Tati Beauty when I ordered her palette. So I was like, okay, I'll be waiting like 5 minutes because that's how long Tati's line was. I was in the line from 1:25 p.m. until exactly 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. I got sent through the line. I got sent to checkout and I was able to get 2 palettes for my mom and my sister. However, the issue was my mom was trying to order like a bunch of stuff and I was focused on the palettes because I was like, if I can get my sister this palette for Christmas, like we'll be set. So I was focused on the palettes. My mom had her iPad at one part and was trying to get the palettes, and on her phone she was trying to get other stuff, and she was trying to get like the gloss and like a makeup bag for like literally an hour, and it just kept kicking her off. And my dad was, we were having like a family conversation. My dad was reading me tweets of people on Twitter just like flipping out about this. And here's the thing about it. This is my opinion on the absolute, and it was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was annoying. It was annoying to sit in a virtual line for 45 minutes waiting for a palette. Like, that was really annoying. It was annoying that every time I thought I had it and I thought that I had it in my bag and I thought I was ready to check out, it sent me right back and took it out of my bag. It was annoying that parts of things like weren't released. Like, that was really annoying. The whole time I was in the line, because I was in the line for like 40 minutes, I was like, this sold out. Like, why am I sitting here in line? Because the thing was, Jeffree and like Shane, when they posted the last part of the documentary, they talked about the fact that they thought it was gonna sell out in an hour. So I'm looking at the clock and the site's been live for 45 minutes and I'm like, there's no way it's not sold out. Like, there's no way. I'm wasting my time in this line. I am glad I waited because my sister's gonna be very excited and like my mom's very excited. Like, they're both gonna be happy. But it was still like a really frustrating feeling. And I even saw some people on Twitter being like, no, I just logged off because it wasn't working. And here's the thing, I feel bad for Shane because I'm sure this was like heartbreaking. Like, he has no idea how any of this end of things works. Like, this isn't really his part in it. This all comes down to Shopify, and they're the people that run Jeffree's website. So this all kind of comes down to them. So I'm sure for him, this is like a really heartbreaking, horrible experience. But also for the customers, like, there's just a state of panic to it. You know what I mean? Because everybody's been hyping this up. I know this is like capitalism at its finest, talking about these issues, but like, there has been so much hype surrounding these. So many people worried that's gonna sell out before they can get it. So many people freaking out, really, really wanting to buy it. So many people making sure they have the funds to be able to order these things, wanting to get them as gifts for people. And it was just a mess. And I think at the end of the day, I was definitely mad because I'm mad not at Shane or even at Jeffree, but I was mad at the people who run the website because it was explicitly stated in the documentary that they were well aware of the volume they were going to be getting to the website and that they were 100% prepared for that to happen. And so I don't know if maybe it was like a billion more people than they thought, but like, they had kind of a guide based on his merch sales that happened last week that there was going to be well over probably like 5 million people on the website. So I think to not take that into consideration, like not be prepared for that, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I spent a lot of time being very stressed out about something I didn't really need to be stressed about in the first place, but still, it was stressful. And I think it sucks for other people who were trying to get it, maybe gave up because they thought it sold out. Like, it is probably going to be sold out any minute, but like by the time I get to edit and upload this video, I guarantee the whole thing's sold out. So it's just a really, really like sucky, stressful thing for a launch that was like this hyped. And I think because so many people thought it was going to be like taken care of and it wasn't going to be an issue, it is a little surprising. I also think because Tati's palette just launched, and even though that wasn't to this scale, it was still a pretty big launch and she had everything down. Like, it was fine. I guess her launch was like 10 times smaller though. This was literally 1 million palettes, which is a lot. I'm trying to be fair because I know stuff happens, but I do think it's incredibly annoying that like Shopify didn't have their shit together. Like, I think that's super annoying. Overall, I mean, it was definitely a successful launch because I had problems getting it. And yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool with I think it's a cool palette. I think it's a cool launch. There's some stuff I'd be like, don't get that. But like other stuff I think is really cool. I'm excited to start seeing people like play with the palette and everything. I think that's gonna be really cool. That's kind of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this whole debacle down below. My dad was joking that he thinks it's like a conspiracy, that they like messed it up on purpose so that way they could have content for the documentary series. And I was like,
it is the conspiracy palette.
But I don't think that's the case. I think that's too risky of a thing to do, to like just have content for your documentary series. But let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you picked up the palette. Let me know your thoughts on everything. Yeah. I love you guys so much. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below, along with a link to register to vote. That's right. You can go register to vote in your local, state, and federal elections, and you can make a difference in this world. And if you're not from the US and that link does not apply to you, please make sure you're staying informed on what's going on in your country, what's going on in your part of the world, because the world absolutely needs more kind and caring people. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!